Okay, now let me tell you what is happening. I'm recording all my hands, as I usually do, but the floor has already come to me twice to tell me I cannot record. But the table was just too good for me to get out. So what I was doing was to keep trying to record. And I also saw many other vloggers at that time recording and not being bothered. And I'm looking like this to the camera because the floor already came to my table twice to tell me I have to stop. And every time I try to record, the floor comes back to the table. So I decided to record until the floor came to me and decide whatever he wants, and whatever he said, I would respect it. I understand. I'm gonna leave. Thank you. Alright guys, I just got kicked out from the win again. Actually again no. Now I got kicked out for real because I was filming it. I came to talk to the guy right after that kicked me out because he was nice, you know, so I came to talk to him about, man, like I'm just making free media to you. I'm not bothering no one. At least that was what I thought he was doing. And then he was really nice and he said, man, I'm gonna tell you, there are people that are bothered and come to talk to me and say that. So I gotta make you stop, and as you don't stop, I had to kick you out. I'm actually grateful for him because the guy who complained, he didn't complain to me, he complained behind my back and his face is not even being shown. I don't show no faces. But yeah, that's life. Now I'm going to another place to play. I made $46, I think, in an hour. That's how close the Resort World is from the Encore, and it's a great spot to be in Las Vegas. I come to Resort World, that is in my opinion the second best 1-3 to play in Vegas. Their max buy-in is 400, great environment, great staff. I definitely advise you to check it out if you're in Vegas. Really soft field as well, but I think Wins is a little bit softer and they have a bigger max buy-in of 500. The first hand, I'm in the big blind with 9-4 suited, cutoff and button limp, small blind completes. I'm gonna raise here. If you watched more of my vlogs, you already know I like to build a loose image for myself in the beginning of the tables I play, so I can take advantage of that in the future. And I also know that I will usually raise here and they're gonna fold, and even if they call, I know that I will be able to see bet and keep playing aggressively depending on the board, and I will just take the pot. So I raised to 21 here, only the cutoff calls. We're playing heads up. Flop comes ace, deuce, deuce, rainbow. That's a pretty dry flop, so I'm gonna see bet here, and in case it comes another heart or a 9, I will probably bet again, but he folds and I take the pot. This next hand I have ace 5 from the under the gun. I could decide to raise here. Most of the times I would do that, but here I decided to get a little tricky. I decided just to call, and in case someone raises, I might decide just to limp raise, or just to call and see a flop. Depends on the situation I see myself. The cutoff raises to 15. Everybody else folds. He looks like a good player. I didn't feel like it was a good decision to limp raise right now, but I would have to call 12 for a pot that has 22 with ace 5 suited, which is a great hand. So I decided to call here, which is not a strong play. Most of the times I'm gonna miss the board. He's gonna bet and I'm gonna fold, but sometimes I will make top 2 pair in the flop. So I check here. He does what he's supposed to, which is betting most of the ace high boards. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to here, which is check raising with top 2 pair. He snap calls, which shows some strength from his part, especially because there is no flush draws in the board. The turn comes a deuce of spades. Any 3 would make a straight, but I don't think there are many 3s in his range, so there's no big reason for me to stop betting here. I bet 90 this time. He thinks for a while and decides to call again. The river is a great one, a deuce of clubs. If he has ace king, ace queen, ace jack, he will probably call my all in here. I'm all in. So I shove all in for 250. He calls, I show ace 5, and he mucks. Little more than an hour of game, winning 315. Next hand I'm in the middle position with pocket 5s. Under the gun +1 raises to 15. I call in position. Everybody else folds, so we're playing heads up. The flop comes 6, 5, 3 with 2 spades. He c-bet big here. I consider raising, but his stack is not too big, it's around 200 to 250. And because I don't think there are many low cards in his range raising from the under the gun, I don't think he's running for many straights here. So I decide just to call and let his bluffing range remain in the hand. I make quads in the turn, so now I'm just hoping to extract maximum value here. And he bets 25 again. This shows weakness in my opinion. He has like 200 more in his stack, so if he was strong, he would probably bet an amount that he could shove on the river. So here I decide to call again, so I don't scare him away. The river comes a brick, jack of clubs, and now he bets $70. He has like 140 behind. I'm just gonna take my time here and go all in. I shove all in for 210 total. He thinks for like 20 seconds and decides to fold. Next hand I get aces from the under the gun +1. I raise to 15. Cut off and big blind call. The flop comes 6-5-3 with 2 diamonds. He checks to me. I bet 35. Low jack folds. Big blind calls. We go heads up to the turn. The turn is a jack of diamonds. He has like 250 in his stack. I could find good reasons to bet or to check. To bet would be to protect my equity here. And to check would be because I have the ace of diamonds. So if I check, I might represent weakness so he can bluff me on the river. And I also have a plan B of hitting a diamond and having the nuts. So I decide to check back here. The river is a good one, a jack of spades. He checks again, and now I'm gonna bet for value here. I bet 80 in his snap folds. The next and last hand of this episode, I get pocket queens in the middle position. Prepare yourselves, cause this one will be very interesting. Under the gun +1 raises to 18. He was a tight guy who was not playing too many hands. So here, although most of the times I'm gonna 3-bet with queens, I decided to go just with the call and trap him in the next following streets. Button and small blind calls as well. So 4 players see the flop. The flop comes 3-4-4 with 2 spades. I don't have the queen of spades. Small blind and button check to me. I'm gonna bet here for value and also to protect my equity. I bet 35, button fold, and then the small blind check raises to 105. And this check raise is pretty weird. I don't think there are many 4s in his range besides ace 4 suited, because he was in the small blind against a raise of 18. And he's an Asian guy who was playing pretty solid and who looks like a good player. So I think his range here will be mostly flush draws, combo draws like ace 5 of spades, ace deuce of spades, 6-7 of spades. So I'm beating many hands on his range. I'm gonna call here and reevaluate in the turn. But then the turn comes a queen of hearts, which is great. Now I'm feeling really safe here. He keeps betting. He bets 250. I take my time here, but I'm gonna just call. The effective stack is my $1,280. So in case he checks river, I can totally overbet shove, making it seem like a bluff. So I take my time and just call. The river comes a brick, 9 of clubs. I'm hoping to see him betting all in here, which is not exactly what happened. He bets 500.
I'm all in.
I shove all in, and then a Russian player in my right decides to film this spot, which I only knew later when he told me he recorded and wanted to send me the video. And I'll let you guys see his footage from now.
Oh my god!
He calls.
Oh my god. Oh shit!
Oh, that shit is
2 nines, bro.
He shows a 4.
Oh, wow.
I have good kicker too.
That shit is sick. Nice hand.
553.
This stuff.
Huge pop. Huge pop.
Let me see one of these, okay?
Very good. 1,000 something.
Wow. That is sick.
I can see everything. That's good.
20,000.
Wow. Hey, did I tell you you were handsome?
1032.
And after I count the chips, I realize that's actually the biggest spot of my life, which is a total of $2,855 pot. Almost 1,000 big blinds for this game. Huge pot for a 1-3. This day was really interesting, getting kicked out from the win, so then I could get this great resort at Resorts World. That just reinforces my belief that karma is real, and doing the right thing is always the right thing to do. Man, poker is crazy, guys. It's amazing how karma is so connected on poker. After all that happened in win, the guy kicking me out, the guy telling me that it wasn't for him, but it was another guy. Thank God he kicked me out, because otherwise I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't play the spot. I wouldn't play the biggest spot of my life. I wouldn't win the biggest spot of my life. and that's poker, you know. I'm so glad to have won today, and this win really gives me a lot of oxygen to keep doing the content for you, to keep producing content, because sometimes I have to play less to produce more content, and it's rewarding, you know. It's rewarding to see you guys that you appreciate the work I do, and there are some haters here and there, but you know what, that's fine. The haters started to show up after I started to be a little more relevant, and they're probably gonna keep going up, so I have to be ready for this. And thank you all for watching. I'm gonna do my best to do the best content I can for you always, and to help you to improve at poker and to make more money at poker. That's the main goal of the channel. And thank you so much, and see you next time. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. The mission of this channel is helping you become a better poker player, and see you guys next time.